Howdy ladies and gents, my name is R.W. Stewart and this is part 1 of my series of writing tips. This is mostly aimed towards beginner writers who enjoy writing and are just starting out in writing a book, but this can also help those who are currently writing their first novel and need a little helpful advice, so I just wanted to contribute my little nugget of wisdom in there, so yeah. The first thing I want to talk about today is the plot, the centerpiece of your story, which is also the hardest thing to work on in terms of writing a book. And I just wanted to share with you what I've gone through in writing a plot and to teach you the 3 basic steps in writing a plot: plot point, length, and originality. What the plot point is depends on what kind of story you want to tell, what kind of message you want to bring into your book, because there's many messages to choose from. I mean, like, there are people who want to talk about how to love someone you like, or how to help a family member, what kind of struggles this person is going through. Sometimes the plot point comes from your own personal experiences that you want to just get out there and put on paper. And I'm all for that. Go ahead and put that in your notebook if you want to make that the centerpiece of your story. I mean, there's no better way to get a plot point out there than from your own emotions, your own points of view of the world. Like the book I'm working on right now, which is, by the way, called The Age of Redemption, The Rebirth. The Age of Redemption is a planned trilogy of books that I plan to write. I'm still working on book 1, The Rebirth. And the whole point behind the entire story is dealing with division among people, division among faith, and just division in general. I wanted to contribute my thoughts and views of what I see about the world into a little made-up fantasy story. Plot point is always important because that's like the little seed that you're planting in your story and you want to grow into something great. Like, for example, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, one of the most classic tales of vengeance. It's basically telling of a story of a man seeking revenge on the white whale that crippled him, and it's just a long series of events that talk about a man's obsession with vengeance and how that obsession can lead to a man's self-destruction. Now, is your plot point going to make your story a great story? Well, that all depends on what you yourself think of that plot point, and if you want to use that, it's all a matter of what you think. I know some people base how the story is off of what other people think, but your own opinion matters the most. I mean, don't try to write a great story, just write your story and let the outcome make its own judgments. For the second part is length. Length of your story depends on how big you want your story, like how long you want it to be and how many books you want to make it. Like, my book is part 1 of a planned trilogy of books, as I just said. That's how big I want my story, and how long the books are going to be really depends on how much bigger I want to create the story. And it's the same case for everybody. I mean, look at A Song of Ice and Fire. Those books are like bricks. But some of you who don't want to write a whole series of books, you don't have to. If you just want to write a standalone novel and you want to make it a long book or a short book, that's up to you. It all just matters on how long you want it to be, whether it be slow-paced or fast-paced story. If you want to write a slow-paced story, it's important to not make it boring like I almost did while writing my book. Try to make it decently paced so the readers stay interested and let the excitement build up for them. Now for the biggest challenge in writing a plot, and that is originality. Some people who write, I know I have struggled with getting original ideas down. And the thing is, any writer will tell you that there is no such thing as an original idea. If you got an idea putting it down in your story, chances are someone else has already done that, but that shouldn't matter. If you want to still use that idea, go for it. A perfect example of that would be Roses by G.R. Mannering. This is basically a retelling of the fairy tale Beauty and the Beast, and while that's not really an original plot line, it's still pretty unique because it's set in a fantasy realm, not like the Disney movie where it's set in France. This is set in a completely different fantasy world that G.R. Manning alone, has created herself. And I think that's what makes the story unique. I really give her props for that. The biggest thing that should be original is the style of your story, the setting of the story, because there are some writers who just straight up rip off other stories, and that's not a good thing to do when writing a book. You should try to keep it original, keep the characters original, keep the world original, keep your ideas original. While, as I said before, there are no original ideas, still find ways to make it original, make it unique from your own perspective. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for now. I apologize if I've been speaking a little fast-paced. I had a little bit too much coffee today. So anyway, let me know what you liked and didn't like about this video in the comments down below. If you liked it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. See you all on the flip side.